All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. If you would, as you come onto the webinar, please mute yourself. Mute yourself. That way. The last webinar I did, somebody had two chirping birds.
You already here?
I'm like, who's got the birds? Hard for me to coach you when I listen. I'm hearing the birds in the background. All right, so I'm going to go through and make sure everybody's muted. That way, we've got so many people on here that if you don't know how to mute yourself, Coach Bert knows how to do it. There we go. There's one group. We're going to have a great webinar today. I got some good stuff. I'm guessing that what you're going to hear me talk about today is going to be in a book from me pretty soon because it's really, really strong. And I think it's really, really going to help you. And it's something I should have written. I should have already written, to be honest with you. But I definitely think it's going to help you during this period of your life. And I'm not going to assign any more value to this period of your life than any other value, because as a coach, one of the things I would tell you is that there's always a threat to your business, and it may be this right now, but it will be something 6 months from now. It'll be something 1 year from today. If you go back and study, even from the year 2000 to now, every year there's been some type of threat. Okay, and so I want to condition you today. I want to use this webinar to condition you for a mindset of offense versus defense. I want to condition you to a mindset of attack versus be attacked. I want to condition you to a mindset of toughness versus weakness. Okay, and I think about in my life, how did I become conditioned? How did I become conditioned this way to have a toughness mindset? And it really started because I was raised by a single mother, and that single mother when she was 16 years old, and she taught me some key principles early on. One of the things she taught me was we don't whine, we don't complain, we don't make excuses. She wouldn't let me miss a day of school growing up. She made me make my bed every morning. She taught me a toughness mindset, and I watched her. Not only did she teach me these things, but I watched that woman scratch and claw for everything she had. And it conditioned me to be tough. I remember coming home to my mother one time complaining about my high school basketball coach, and she said, you can either stop whining about your coach or you can quit. She said, oh yeah, but I forgot. I'm not letting you quit because you committed to it. So best thing for you to do, stop whining about it. So I grew up in this tough mindset of we don't whine, we don't complain, we don't make excuses. If we got to want to, we can find a how to. There will be danger, threat, all the time to you, and you need to come out swinging every single day. And that's kind of the way I was raised. And so now with my daughter, who's 7 years old, I'm trying to condition her because the reality is she hasn't been raised as tough as I was raised. And I think about people that are not emotionally tough today. The number one thing they will do is contract. And contract is they will move they will move backward. They will get scared. Instead of exerting more energy and more force, they will actually move to a point of contraction because of their fear. Okay, and big time people, because I'm coaching a lot of big time people. I was on the phone with a Matt Monero, who wrote "You Need More Money." He owns Commercial Fleet Financing in Dallas, Texas today. He's not contracting. This is a period that his business will make a lot of money, and he will be able to prosper because they got to transport toilet paper and food, and he's financing the trucks that do that. So here's the deal: every coin has two sides to it. And you got to decide which side of the coin you're going to be on anytime you face any type of adversity. There will be people who are prosper. Yesterday, I was in Kentucky with a gentleman that owns millions and millions of square footage of storage space. Guess what they had in there? Toilet paper. They had the makings of plates and cups. And this guy's going to make millions of dollars. He's already making millions of dollars storing the raw materials that becomes this. So guess what? He wasn't playing defense, guys. He wasn't playing defense. He's playing offense. So I got to get you in a mindset. And this is the mindset that I want to get you into. It's going to be a fight, but we're going to find a way to win. And if you can have that mindset, like I think about King David in the Bible, If they would have told King David that he was going to have this much struggle, this much adversity when he became king, guess what? He'd probably said, hey, don't sign me up for that. He had a mindset, and his mindset was, it's going to be a fight, but I'm going to find a way to win, right? It's going to be a fight, but I'm going to find a way to win. And that's really the mindset that I have, is that it ain't going to be easy, but we're going to find a way to make it work. And if you can just condition yourself to do this, then you're going to be in good shape. So today I'm going to help you kind of build this mindset, guys. I'm going to help you play offense versus defense in your life, because that is the mindset of top achievers. The mindset of top people is if they do retreat, they only retreat to attack. They don't retreat to retreat. They retreat to rethink the business model. They rethink to think about undercapitalized assets. They retreat to look at underutilized areas of the business. They retreat to look at new strategy. They don't retreat just to retreat. When they do retreat, they retreat to come out swinging, okay? Now, what if you don't have this conditioning? What if you weren't raised by a single mom like me? What if you didn't have to show up every day even when you didn't feel like it? What if you didn't have this attacker's advantage, right? Then how do you build it? Well, you get coaching. Same thing I'm doing with my people every single morning, is I'm coaching and conditioning them to go on offense versus defense. Okay, I'm activating the prey drive in them every single day. For all my leaders, managers on here, what I'm teaching the leaders and managers is you are the one that sets the tone for the company. You're the one that says, look, we're going. This is a time for us to expand our business, not contract our business. This is a time that we're going to capitalize on opportunity, because I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people making millions and millions of dollars. Even though Dave Ramsey, back during the first recession of 2008, guess what Dave Ramsey was doing? Buying millions of dollars of real estate at a discounted rate. He was on offense during this period. So when you think about it, that's what I got to condition you to do. Now, before we really get started, I want to give you something. I'm going to give you this recording. I'm going to give you my $1 million follow-up book, audio, basically my 4 hours of me breaking it down. And I'm going to give you an interview I did with my doctor in Houston, Texas, Dr. Stephen Hotze, who I think is one of the #1 immune system doctors in the world, one of the #1 energy doctors in the world. The only thing I need to give all this to you is I need you to email my assistant, Melissa. Melissa@coachburt.com. Melissa@coachburt.com. And if you will email Melissa@coachburt.com, I'm going to give you this recording. I'm going to give you my download of all my follow-up system. And I'm going to give you the interview I did with Dr. Steve Hotze, which will give you a good peace of mind about the virus. He'll actually break down and show you some things that you need to know. And he goes back into history and shows you some things, okay?
Is that Melissa with 1 L?
Yes, Melissa, Melissa@coachburt.com. Okay, and just make sure you email her, and we're going to get you all this stuff that I just promised you, okay? Because I want to help you during this period. Now, just by a raise of hands, how many of you, when your back is against the wall, that is a major activator of your prey drive? And prey drive being instinctual ability to see something, go get it. How many of you, when your back's against the wall, you come out swinging? Okay, yeah, a lot of us, right? That's me too. So when this happened, I want to put this in context for you. Every speaking engagement I had over the next month has been canceled. That's one of the #1 ways that I drive leads, is speak. I speak, we got your lead. Every one of those have been canceled. So when I come out of there and I go, okay, this is one of the #1 ways that you're going to drive business. And this is my #1 way for driving business. Then it says, well, we're not doing any of these over the next month. Then I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? Now I got 2 decisions. I can contract and retreat, feel sorry for myself, goof off, do nothing. Or I can say, what other things can we be doing in our business, right? Like, what other things can we be doing to generate revenue? Oh, I could be doing webinars. Oh, I can be selling my kids' academy. Oh, I could be doing team webinars to get people motivated. Oh, I can be doing virtual summits. Oh, I can be doing podcasts. Oh, I can be doing this. Like, what I'm telling you is sometimes you need something. I call it a thunderbolt. And the thunderbolt wakes you up. It's an awakening. So I wrote in my notes, this virus has awakened people up from a slumber. Okay. And what it's done, it's been it's been a thunderbolt to many businesses that have been very successful. It will separate out those who are not tough enough. Those who are undisciplined will be punished for their laziness during this period, during this cycle. Okay? So I want to give you some principles that I live by that are very important. There's three big ones as it relates to anytime there's an external factor or external danger. Number one, we go to bed tired and we wake up hungry. We go to bed tired and we wake up hungry. We never allow ourselves to get in a complacent state. Complacency is a gradual settling to a place of mediocrity. Sometimes people need a thunderbolt to wake them up from their slumber. You know, I was an old basketball coach, and let me tell you something. We'd win on Tuesday night, read the newspaper on Wednesday, think how great we were, talk about how great we were, listen to parents talk about how great we were to their kids, and then we get beat on Friday night. Everybody get mad and cry and break down. And why did we lose? Well, we lost because we got lazy. And sometimes we get lazy when we're complacent, and we're complacent because we've been winning, and winning becomes easy. I'm going to give you a word for that. It's called false positive. False positive is when you begin to believe your own hype. You begin to believe it's going to be easy forever. It's not true. It ain't going to be easy. It's going to be a fight, but we're going to win. And that's our mindset. So number one, we go to bed tired, we wake up hungry. Number two, it all goes to zero at midnight. If you start training yourself to believe, no matter how much money you have, it all goes to zero at midnight. How many of you believe that this period of time is going to teach us how much money we really need to live in today's world? Yeah, trust me. The people who have not, the people, right, who live paycheck to paycheck, the people who have not built multiple profit centers, the people who only have one product to sell, the people who have not thought about recession-proofing their business. Listen, let me tell you something, guys. This will teach us how much money we actually need, and we need a bunch. Okay, we need a bunch of money stockpiled. Okay, so when things like this happen, we can withstand. Like, don't you think about this? All of my rental properties that I own these big, nice rental properties that charge like $10,000 to $14,000 a week. Of course, in April, they're all canceled. So now we're having to refund all of that money. If I couldn't float that money because I don't have enough money, I'd be in real trouble. Okay, but thank goodness I've built up enough storehouse that I can refund that money, so that I'm not in a bad financial position. So my point is, we need to understand it all goes to zero at midnight, guys. It all goes to zero at midnight. You need to understand that. I don't care how much money you got stored away in your bank account. There's a certain number that I don't like to go below of cash on hand. And when I go below that number, I freak out. I push harder. I expand more effort. I never want to go below that number. I always want to have this much money. Okay? So this is a time that's going to really force you to think about this. Third thing, there comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer.
That I was going to do that acknowledge.
There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. And winter's always going to come. Now, there's two ways to look at this. There's a book that I bought once. It's not a very good book, so I don't recommend it, but the title is killer. It's called Wealth Can't Wait. Your wealth can't wait. One way to look at it is you're working now and you're building and accumulating for later. Okay, my mom worked in nursing homes for 20-something years, and I used to go visit my mom, and it was one of the saddest places I had ever been in my life. Going and seeing people there that didn't have any family to come see them. They didn't have any money. They couldn't do anything. And I told my mom, I'm going to make enough money in my lifetime to build your own nursing home. Like you, I'm going to put you up in a good place because I don't want you living like this. In a nursing home, there's one nurse to every 23 patients. They don't get the individual care. They don't get individual attention. You know how much it costs for individual attention when you're elderly? Sometimes as much as $6,000 to $10,000 a month. You can burn through a lot of cash, right? And so here's the point. The point is your wealth can't wait. Okay, your wealth can't wait. That's one way to look at it. There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. But here's also, I'm going to get to this immune system in a minute. Your business has to have a healthy immune system. Okay, now I'm going to tie this in. Somebody asked me to repeat number 3. There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. So number 1, we go to bed tired, we wake up hungry. That's a mindset. I don't care how much you have in the bank. It all goes to zero at midnight. That's what you need to tell yourself. Number 3, there comes a time when winter asks what we did all spring and summer. Now, I did this interview with my doctor in Houston that I'm going to send you guys. And what it really came down to was the immune system. He really came back and basically said, if you have a healthy immune system, your immune system is attacked almost every day by viruses. people who are most susceptible to any type of virus are people who have weak immune systems. Now, why would you have a weak immune system? You don't eat right, you don't sleep right, put things in your body you don't need to be putting in your body, you don't have the right vitamins and minerals, you're not on an exercise program. Like here's the problem. Those people are most susceptible to anything happening to them. And the more I started thinking about it, so his point was you can't go back and build a healthy immune system if you've had unhealthy habits. Like you are susceptible to something. But you could start today building for the future. Well, the same thing is true of your business. You can't go back and rebuild a healthy immune system for your business. So what does a healthy immune system mean for your business? It means you have a great explanation of services. You have an incredible selling system that you're working every day. You have an incredible 7-touch follow-up plan. You have a great extraction of referral plan in place. You have a strategy to become a person of interest. Like that builds a healthy immune system in your business so that when there's attacks, I would also add to this, you have maybe multiple products to sell. Okay. We have a kids academy that we haven't sold literally at all. And it occurred to me that when mamas and daddies are home with their kids for long periods of time, they're going to want to strangle each other after a period of time. Right. I know my wife is going to want to buy something for my daughter to do after they spend about 2 weeks with each other at the house because they're out of school. So I said, man, but we got a kids academy we should be selling. It's $97. They can get it forever for $97. It gives them something to watch on confidence, bounce back. I'm like, man, we haven't even been pushing that product. We haven't even sold that product. It's a great product. My point is, what if you only have one product? Okay. So we've got doctor's offices that I was on the phone with yesterday that are losing $150,000 a week because they only got one product. And the only people they can take are people who have the virus because of the mandates. Now, here's the problem. They're going to be losing money. They need another product. They need telemedicine. They need this. They need this. Well, they didn't think about any of those things until this happened. So when Dr. Hotze was talking about the people who are a real danger, the correlation to me and your business is always in danger when it doesn't have a healthy immune system. So how do you build a healthy immune system? You have a system. You work the system. You work the process. My sales numbers are no lower today or no higher today than they were a month ago. They're actually exactly the same. Same point last month, same point this month. We're still selling things every day. We're still selling products every day. We're still selling here's what's odd. We're still selling bigger packages every day. We're selling 25K packages versus basic packages because big time people are thinking expansion. Small time people are thinking contraction. Okay. Now, when you think about this, I'm going to give you one more. And then I'm going to give you 6, 7, 8, 10 things that I think you need to be doing right now. I was doing an interview this week with a guy named Rock Thomas, and Rock Thomas was asking me how I became so tough-minded, and I was telling him about my single mom and how I was raised, and how she really conditioned me to be tough during hard times. And I think hard times produce strong men and strong women. And I interviewed Rock, and I said, "What made you so tough?" And he said, I grew up on a farm in Wisconsin. It was cold, rainy, snowing. And he said, my dad had a rule in our house. And the rule was simple. The animals have to be fed every single day. It don't matter if it's raining, sleeting, snowing, hailing, the world's falling apart. The animals on this farm have to be fed every single day. And he said his dad made him get up and feed them animals even when he didn't feel like it. Now, what's the benefit of that? He would go on to buy RE/MAX franchises, buy 6, sell those for $4 to $6 million. Take the $4 to $6 million, take a year off, travel around the world with Tony Robbins. He did 19 events with Tony Robbins as a volunteer. You know why? Because he didn't need the money for that year. Where did he get the toughness to do all that? Back on the farm because the animals had to be fed every day. That's how I want you thinking. Your small business cannot afford to take long periods of time off. It just can't produce enough revenue. Can't make payroll. Can't meet the realities of what's going on. It just can't. The animals have got to be fed every day. So it doesn't matter if you feed them from home or you feed them from wherever you go to work. Okay, my team is still at work. They're still coming into the office every day. We're still meeting with them every morning. Okay, because I believe in routine, discipline. We chop wood and we carry water every day. Don't matter. Okay. Now let's get into some things that I think you can do right now during this period to stimulate your business. Because there are economic realities, right, that are happening, and we got to be honest about those economic realities. Okay, but if you tell Coach Bird he can't go to Houston and speak to Hartman, and that's how he gets paid, then he's got to come up with another way to do it. So that's a reality. No matter how much I want to do something or don't want to do something, it's a fact. It's a reality. Okay. So we got to deal with it. So here's 6, 7, 8, 10 things I think you need to be doing right now. Number one, you need to be studying your business model. And you need to be asking yourself, which areas of my business model are susceptible? Which areas are in danger? Which areas are recession proof? Like, think about what I just told you this morning. The trucking industry that's transporting goods. Think about when I went and spent time with that individual who owns the warehousing. There will always be a need for paper plates, toilet paper. Like, that dude has a recession-proof business. And that's what it got me thinking is I'm sitting here looking at him housing all this stuff, and they have railroad tracks that go through it. So trains come through there, they put all the stuff on, and it goes on to the next place. And I'm sitting there looking at his business model going, dang, this is genius. Like, it's so simple. It's so easy, but it's so, I mean, he's making millions of dollars storing toilet paper and plastic and boxes and things that they, like, it's crazy. But the business he's just going to keep making money and keep making money. So this has been a period where I would challenge you to look at your business model. Okay. Look at your business model and ask yourself, where is it really in danger? Like, if all I did was speak and I didn't have all these other products, my business would be in danger. There's a lot of speakers that'll go out of business right now because that's the only way they make money. But I don't make money that way. I have online products, multiple products, kids academies, webinars, right? I got real estate portfolio. Here's the deal. I can't be susceptible to one thing. Okay. There could be things right now that you need to torch. That means they're really not working, but your time off has allowed you to look at them and say, this ain't working. There's mental things you need to torch. There's physical things you need to torch. There's emotional things you need to torch. Okay. There's things you need to torch. A torch means burn it down. It ain't working. It ain't been working, but right now you've had enough time to step back and think about it. Okay. And look at it. So number one, I want to challenge you. Look at your mindset. Look at your business model. Number two.
Can you repeat the things we need to torch? Emotional.
Yep. Could be emotional. And emotional things are just things that you're too attached to that ain't working. Could be physical things. It may be a great time to redo the office, restructure something. Could be mental things, ideas, concepts. Like, I'm going through Marshall Goldsmith's What Got You Here Won't Get You There. Marshall is a successful CEO coach, and he coaches guys like me who have reached a level of some success, but they actually could be prohibiting themselves from going to another level because of their own mindsets, their own habits, their own thought patterns. And he brings an awareness to those thought patterns. And the whole concept is a book he wrote called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. Right? So during this period, it's been a perfect time for me to work on some of my habits, some of my mindsets, some of my things, right? All right. Number two, you need to look at underutilized products. And what I mean by that is, if you only have one product, let's go back to that medical center. If they only have products where people come in, and right now people can't come in, or they can only come in if they have the virus, then they only have one product, which would force them, they should have telesales. Let's look at what my doctor does. High-end concierge medicine, vitamin store, right? He's got his own vitamin store, got his own pharmacy. So right now, during this period, if people can't come in, they're buying immunity packs. They're buying more vitamins because he's got a second product to sell them. Like right now, I've got an online academy to sell, Kids Academy. That's a secondary product. You need to start thinking, we don't need just one product, and we don't just need one delivery mechanism for that product. We may need multiple delivery mechanisms for that product. Okay. How do we build multiple, right? Like Rock Thomas told me, I had 35 profit centers. Okay. I probably have 15 to 25 profit centers or revenue sources of money coming in different directions. Because what if one goes down? What if my speaking drastically goes down? Then my online drastically goes up. I need some way to do that. So look at your underutilized products. Number three, I think you need to increase on social. Webinars, stories, stimulation. I have increased the number of podcasts, the number of interviews I've done. And let me tell you how I use those, guys. Those are products for me to use in the sales cycle. Okay. When somebody buys something from you, what they're really buying from you is they're buying a belief. Okay. So let's take all the people at Hartman. Hartman Reed is on here in Houston, Texas. If I can get office space anywhere, right? What I'm buying is a relationship, especially if I'm going to stay a long period of time. I'm buying a set of beliefs. I'm buying a set of convictions. It's your job to get me excited to want to buy here versus somewhere else. Well, how can you get a person excited? It's not just when a person comes to your facility and looks at it in person. You could send videos. You could send follow-ups. So what I do is I do these podcasts and these interviews and these hype videos. And then I use these hype videos in the sales cycle. So let's say Sean Vernon sees me speak at door to door. I could follow up with him one way: email, phone call, text message. But I don't do that. I do videos, hype videos. Why? Because that reconnects him to the energy that he experienced when he saw me in Salt Lake City. What if you don't have, could everybody be using hype videos? They're 1-minute videos. Of course it could. The videos that I do are voiceovers. I got a guy on my team who's never done videos in his life. He's never even been formally trained to do videos. He did them on a free app called Splice, and he just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better. And I take these videos and I use them. So think about this interview I did with Dr. Hotze, my doctor. I recorded. Almost 1,000 people have already watched it. I've been sending it to my top clients. I'm going to send it to you. It's going to get him exposure. It's going to get me exposure. So each day this week, I've been doing things with different people. Webinars. I'm doing one on optimism coming up. I'm doing one with a DIS expert on how does your personality revert back to your natural state or your natural thing in a crisis. Because in a crisis, people revert back to their primary, not adaptive style, but their primary style. Okay, my primary style is dictatorial, meaning control. When I get backed into a corner, I want control. Okay, my D overtakes my I. Why? Because I want to make sure it's taken care of. I want to make sure everybody's good. I want to make sure we're selling something. I want to make sure, right? That's my natural style. Now, number 4, this gives you a perfect time to do proper promotion cycles. If you're like me, you create products and services. Okay, you create products and services and you promote those products and services, but many people do not have a true promotion cycle. A true promotion cycle is not one video. It's not one text message. It's not one Facebook post. A true promotion cycle is 90 days of things towards something. So you would see me, like right now I'm in a promotion cycle for my coaching summit. So I did a webinar the other night. We'll follow that up with lots of social media posts. We'll follow it up with database blast. We'll follow it up with sales members calling people that we think are interested in that product or service. And that one product could be worth $250,000 to me, okay, over a 2.5-day period. So it's worth going through a proper promotion cycle versus having 10 people there and making 50,000. Okay. So what I find is that most people do a poor job of a promotion cycle. So they don't hit it long enough. They don't work it long enough. You really need good 90 days. So I think this period is a perfect time to start your promotion cycle for something in the summer, for something in May, June. How many different ways are you hitting people? How many different hook points do you have? Okay. All right. Let me see from Ashley Perez. Do you think there can be too many touches in one day? Great question. No, I've been working on closing a guy at a 25K level, a doctor, and I've touched him typically twice a day in different ways. In the morning, hey, I noticed you haven't signed the agreement yet. You look like you're going to sign it today. Follow up with a hype video. If he doesn't sign it by tonight, hey, it's Coach Burt. I'm ending my day, but I'll be available if you got any questions. I'm going to keep tagging him. We call it tagging in our office. I'm going to keep tagging him until we have that deal signed. Okay, I'm not harassing him. I'm letting him know I'm interested. You know how many people thank me and our team for how we follow up with people? They say, man, you follow up like a professional, man. Like you really follow up like a professional. Like professionals follow up correctly. They don't follow up one time or 2 times. If they believe in the prospect, they should keep going until it comes to conclusion. Like what if I change my pricing structure? What if I have, thank you, Sean. What if I have a different product? Like we're about to release where you could buy, you could just buy my Monday accountability sessions. Like for people that are out there struggling right now, you know, people that are out there struggling right now with money, but they need coaching, they can buy my Monday live 30-minute sessions at a low rate. I think it's like, what is it, Mel? 200 something bucks? like $289. You can buy 3 months of that Monday call with me, because that's all a lot of people need. One little boost. That's a new product. We didn't have that product until today. All right, next thing. Work the database to push to something in the future. Work the database to, I don't know how many people you have in your database. I've got like 15,000 or more active people. I've had as many as 50, but we kind of weeded it out of people that I didn't think were serious. Right now, I have been pushing products out. For example, if you saw me speak, like I'm about to do this for the D2D group, if you saw me speak and you indicated interest and you opted in, then we're about to push out that I'm going to do a free webinar on my book, Single Digit Millionaire. And I'm going to break that book down for all the people who opted in, which are like 500 people. Now, why would I do that? Stimulate something. So I got something. I want to work the database and stimulate it. I just did a big event for Optavia, which is a healthcare company. And there was 100-something people opting in. I'm going back to those people because they got a copy of my book, Single Digit Millionaire. And I'm going to go back to them and go, I'm going to break this book down for you in a free webinar. Now, is that a prospecting webinar? Yes or no? Of course it is. But there's mutual value there. I'm giving them an hour of my time and 25 years of my experience. They're giving me, right? They're giving me their attention. Some of those will go, I want this dude coaching me. Like if I had this guy in my life every week, my life, I almost said my wife would be much better off. My wife would be much better off, but my life would be better off too. That's what I want you thinking, right? So right now, I'm coming up with strategies every day to work my database, man, that I haven't had in years. It took this external force for me to go, man, I got a database of 10 or 15,000 people, and I ain't been hitting it like I need to. Like I got something to give these people. Let's give it to them, right? So I'm subdividing the groups and going after different groups. Okay? So just think about this, okay? Now, next thing. Let me make sure I don't have any questions here. Okay? All right, good. And I'll come back and take questions at the end too. All right, next thing. Reconnect with disengaged clients. I'm going to give you a stat. Okay? I'm going to give you a stat. And the stat is, it's a stat that I would say across the board. Each transaction you do should be worth 4 to 6 referrals over the lifetime of the consumer. Now, I know we got different companies on here and different groups of people on here. And you can come back to me and say, well, in my industry, it should be only 2. I would disagree with you. I don't care what industry you're in. If you do a great job of engagement with your clients after the sale and you move them to a better place in their life, they should send you. I didn't say they're 4 to 6 legitimate people, but they should send you 4 to 6 new potential prospects if you engage with them. If you get them to a better place in their life. Now, some people are selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed. They're never going to promote you to anybody else. All they think about is the 35 inches in front of their face. They think about themselves. They're not going to be referral sources. But I've got some people that have sent me 10 referrals. Now, I want you to think of a referral different today. Let's say that I help Jeff Archer. Okay, let's say Jeff Archer wins me over. Okay, and I really like him, and he gets me to a better place. And instead of going and telling one person about him like we did in the old days, I go on my Instagram and tell 35,000 people about him. And I'm banging, Jeff Archer, you got to call Jeff Archer. Jeff Archer can help you. You got to call Jeff Archer. I guarantee you Jeff Archer may get 10 phone calls. Let me ask you a question. By me doing this thing with my doctor in Houston, do you think he's going to get more referrals? More than 4 to 6 referrals? Yes or no? Yeah, he's going to get more than 4 to 6 people calling him. He may get 100 people calling him. So his relationship with me and my relationship with him creates a synergy. And now what I'm doing is I'm trying to get referrals for him and he's trying to get referrals for me. And the way we're doing it is through webinars, okay? Because it exposes people to something. Now, my point to you is I believe you should be engaging with your past clients like crazy. And I want to use the word connecting. I don't want you engaging with them to sell them something, although you can sell them something. I want you engaging with them because this is a connection game. This is a full contact sport. I know we're in a period of social distancing, but social distancing here is not. You need to be calling on people. You need to be banging on people. You need to be inviting people to something in the future. Maybe it's in June. You need to be getting people excited about something. Like I'm about to release all my fall retreats, and I'm working on big retreats with big time people. I'm like Coach Bert's moving. He's acting. He's taking action. He's not static. He's not still. He's finding a way to win. So you need to go back and work with your disengaged clients. 98% of people will never call a customer back once they sell them something. And that's a sad thing because there's a bunch of money to be gotten after you. I know it's not sexy. I know you guys don't walk in and go, oh, gosh, I can't wait to call all my past clients. I can't wait to engage with my current clients after I sell them something. But I'm telling you, you're losing a bunch of money not engaging with people after you sell them something. Okay? You ask people that engage with me, I get back to them quick. You ask people that ask me a question or send me something, my standard response is speed. Like let's just do it right now. Okay? Next thing, I'm gonna put these two together. You need to be partnering with big time people during this period. And there's two reasons you need to be doing this. Big time people, right, Michael Kersey? I see you down there. It'd take me 20 years to grow a beard like that, Michael. Now, here's what I want to tell you. Big time people, like the best thing I've gotten out of all big time people is the mindset they have right now. Like yesterday, spending the whole day with that guy. His mindset toward offense. Talking to Matt Monero in Dallas, Texas this morning, Commercial Fleet Finding, his mindset. Talking to Tim Story this week about how to handle setbacks and comebacks. Talking to my doctor in Houston. All of this feeds me fuel. But what if you don't have those people to call? Like, people do not understand. Big time people of interest have lots of people to call on because they've built these huge networks of people. And they're power players. So I want you to think about during this period building 25 power players. Okay? Now, if you want me to be one of your power players, you got to get involved in my life. You got to show up consistently. See, all these people come around me and they're like, they come around one time and they'll never hear from them again. Like, that's not how you build relationship with people. Think connecting to people is work. It's work. It's calling, it's checking on, it's loving on, it's spending time with, it's planning things, it's adding value to each other. Okay? It's getting lost in their dreams, guys. Big time people know how to connect to other people. They're not selfish. They wake up every day, help people move their ball down the field. So right now you need to be connecting with big time people and you need to be working at Power 25, meaning you need to build 25 power relationships. Okay? And I got two more, then I'm going to take some questions. You need to go back to people that had interest in leads. I'm closing a $25,000 deal today from a guy that I called on 2 years ago, a doctor, and he was scared and he didn't have the money. And he hit my website one day and he hit it under speaking. I had all these people that wanted me to speak. And I called him and I said, hey, Dr. Howard, it's Coach Burt, man. I noticed that you hit my website on speaking. You got something you want me to speak at? And he's like, well, no, but I really been thinking about the coaching and my confidence is low and I really need a coach. And I want you to think about this. Right? And I want you to think about this. And we're going to close him on a $25,000 coaching package today. Why? 2 years ago, he was interested. We continued to work it, stay in his face, push things out, right? And now he's ready to make a decision. You need to be going back to interested leads of people that you didn't close. I call it a rehash program. And a rehash program is we're going back, we're working. Do you know that I still call on people that choose a different coach other than me? Like, if you chose a different coach, right? If Susan Hamlin chose a different coach and she didn't choose me, I'd still call on her. I'd say, hey, Susan, how's it going? How's it going with that other coach? Do you know how many times that typically people say to me, well, it's not going very good, coach. It's not going the way I thought it was going to go. And I'm like, well, would you be open to me being your coach in the future? I work interested leads. I believe in going 7 to 15 touches minimally. Okay? Right, Ian Vernon? I believe in going 7 to 15 touches. I don't think you're a professional. I don't think you're a professional if you ain't willing to go 7 to 15 touches on people that indicate interest. And if you go 15 touches and they don't want it today, I've been calling on a dude I closed a deal a few weeks ago. The dude said, you've been calling on me for 10 years, coach. 10 years. And guess what he did? He put me in front of 160 people. Okay. And he's like, man, I've never seen somebody with the persistence you are. He said, but I wanted to do it all 10 years. I just couldn't make it work. And then I made it work and it's the best thing I ever did. Now, last thing you need to be doing is working on projects that have been neglected. You can't tell me that there's not things in your business that you've been needing to do that you haven't done. There's all kinds of projects that you haven't gotten done. This is a perfect time to rework it, to redo it, to try it again. to come back and redesign something. I mean, I could give you 15 projects that I've been working on for years that have never been finished for whatever reason. Now is the perfect time to do all of these things. So if you say, what should I be doing during this period of uncertainty? Okay. I just gave you 10 things you could be doing. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of us should have been doing these things the whole time? Right? Like everything I told you, let me tell you who I'm mad at. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad that it took an external threat like a virus for me to buckle down on some of these things. Like it upsets me that I haven't been doing these things. I've been doing them, but there's so many things I could be doing that I hadn't been doing. So just like a loss when you're a basketball coach wakes you up to what you should be doing, things like this wake us up to what we should be doing, guys. Okay, so let me finish with a few things and then I'll take some questions. Vision, the way you starve your doubts. You hear people say starve your doubts, feed your fears. The reason you have doubts is because you got two vision. You got double vision. You got one vision of going, boom, I'm doing it. You see it. I'm moving toward it. You have another vision of doubt, insecurity, vacillation, uncertainty. You can never do big things in the world if you don't burn the ships and eliminate that second road. Okay. People who have doubt have double vision. They got to go and they got to know. Until you eliminate the no, you ain't going. Okay. My mindset is all offense all the time. We go to bed tired. We wake up hungry. It all goes to zero at midnight. There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summers. And guess what? Those animals still have to be fed every day on the farm. Okay. So that's that. When you think about these things, that's my mindset. Okay. Now, questions that you have. And remember, email Melissa at coachberg.com. I'm going to give you a bunch of good stuff that's going to help you during this period. Now, what I need from her, I don't know if I said this and that's my fault. I need your name, phone number, and email. I need your phone number in there. Old Coach Burt may want to call you personally. Okay. I may want to call on Michael and see how I can get a beard like that. Okay. I may want to call Ashley, figure out what she's doing. Okay. Who knows who I'm going to call today? May call Derek Stevenson. Who knows? I need your phone number. I need your email, right? And to get all this stuff. Okay. Now, if you don't send me your phone number and email, I'm not giving you all this good stuff. Okay. You got to play the game with me. All right. You got to play the game with me to get it all. Okay. Jeff said, I just made Michael's day. I love it. Any questions that you guys have for me? I got just a few minutes. I'd love to answer anything you got. You can chat it in. Raise your hand if I can see you. A lot of people on there I can't see.
I got a quick question for you, Coach.
Sure.
In this time, you talk about getting rid of doubt, right? Is there a method that you use or some sort of mental thing that you do consistently that helps with that?
Routine. My mindset is I'm not going to get out of her. I think I have a theory about routine. Here's the theory. The first time you don't go to the gym and you justify it, it makes it easier not to go back to the gym the next day. First time you don't go to church on Sunday morning, makes it easier not to go back to church next week. Now they're all online. I understand that. First time you get out of making sales calls from 9 to 11 like you're supposed to, so much easier the next day not to do it. So my theory in times of uncertainty is stick to a hard schedule. Do what you always do, okay? I told my daughter is at home. She's 7 years old. And I said, I want you to draw up your daily schedule. So let me tell you what she drew up. She gets up. She said, I'm going to get up at 7 a.m. I'm going to eat breakfast and stretch. I thought that was interesting. She's going to stretch during that period too, right? Then at 8 o'clock, she's going to do her assignments. Then at 9 o'clock, she's going to have recess. Then at 10 o'clock, she's going to work with mom around the house. Then at 11 o'clock, she's going to eat lunch. Then at 12, she's got another recess. And in her day, she had her whole day planned out, but she's got 3 recesses in there. And I said, do you have 3 recesses at school? And she said, no, sir. I said, how many do you have at school? She said, 1. I said, well, that's how many you're going to have at home. You're going to have a schedule. You're going to stick to that schedule even though you're out of school. You're going to get up, you're going to get dressed, and you're going to go to work like you do every day. That's how I'm trying to condition her. So to your point, my mindset is the animals have to be fed today. I got employees that need jobs. I got dreams that I'm got to pursue, and I can't get out of a routine no matter what's happening. Now, I'm not opposed to people working from home. I'm not saying that I won't send my employees home to work. But if we do, there's going to be very strict standards of we're working the system. If we make 40 phone calls in the office, we're going to make 40 phone calls from our house. It ain't gonna be just hang out and do whatever you want to, left to your own devices, goof off. Not on my dime, okay? If it's on my dime, then we're gonna do what we're supposed to be doing because I'm the one paying for it, okay? So many of you work with independent contractors, and I get that. I get the fact that you got to sell them on the fact that stay in a routine. Don't break a routine. Don't get lazy during this period. Like I really have to make that sell every single day, guys. To all of my coaching clients and all my team members. Okay. Okay. Mention my podcast. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So we've listened to your Super Coach. So that's one podcast, right? And then, so would you recommend anything else, or if we were gonna listen or read one of your books right now, which one?
Yeah, I think Inside the Mind of a Monster is a very strong book to read right now because it's about mindset, toughness. I have 3 different podcasts that you can download, and they all have different methodology. I've got Super Coach. That's 2 words. That's a weekly, upbeat, positive coaching, about 20 minutes. Then I have one called Person of Interest. Person of Interest is where I interview big time people in the world. Okay. And you really get a lot out of that. Then I have one called Monster Producer. And Monster Producer is where I take what I'm coaching each month and I break it down to a 15 or 20 minute segment. And if you're in the coaching program, you get the full version. If you're not, you get a short version. And a short version is like the essence of the message. Okay. But also YouTube, my YouTube channel has hundreds, if not thousands of videos. I'm putting 3 to 4 of those up a week. Every video I do is up there. YouTube is a great place to just watch hours and hours of my content. If you're not following me on Instagram, you need to be following me on Instagram because I put out short coaching videos. Follow me along the day. Hopefully I'm trying to inspire people to stay moving, stay active, stay right. Like, so at Michael Burt, Micheal, Coach Michael Burt, you can look at. What's the name of the first book you mentioned? Inside the Mind of a Monster. That's a great book right now. That's about taking action. My new book is called Single Digit Millionaire, which is a great book that force you to evaluate your skill set and who would compensate you at a higher level. What was funny is when I went to Kentucky yesterday, I gave this guy a bunch of my books and signed them for him. And I handed him Single Digit Millionaire and he handed it to another guy. He said, "I don't need that one, Coach." You know why? Because he's a double digit millionaire. He said, "Coach, I don't need that Single Digit Millionaire book. I've already got that one covered." It was a classic moment. Okay. Any other questions, you guys?
Yeah, hi, Coach. Question for you from last week. I was not able to pull up the recording that you did. It said that it was enough followers had done it. So if you could please send that out. And also on the 7 touches, is there something that you have to teach us about those touches?
Yeah, I want you to think of the touches, and you're going to get my follow-up system. And my follow-up's real simple. It's simple, but it ain't easy. My follow-up system includes both linear and nonlinear touches, meaning you don't want to come at a person the same way every time. And that's a big mistake a lot of people make. They just call. I call, text, email, voice text, video text, send a hype video, send a testimonial, show you the strategies I'm going to use. So my follow-up is not just one method. It's a series of methods that what I'm trying to do is get you to think. What I'm trying to do is give you information. What I'm trying to do is show you the tactics and strategies I would use to get you to a higher level. And one tactic I use is called the flash roll. And the flash roll is where I kind of overwhelm you with my technical competency. And I may say there's 3 strategies I'm going to use. There's 2 tactics that have worked. There's 7 people I've done it with. And I'm feeding you information so you can go, this dude's an expert, man. I mean, I'm in good hands with him. It's called a flash roll. It's a technical, I want to say brilliance, but it's a technical, it's your brilliance, right? Like you've worked hard. Like I've been coaching people for 25 years. So I have a very clear methodology in how I coach people. And sometimes I need to feed them information, okay? And show them based on listening what they need. And I go back to them in multiple ways. So you'll see that in my $1 Million follow-up. You'll see both linear and nonlinear touches. And then I have a series of closes. And my closes are, man, I can't help you until you commit. but once you commit, I'm not going to let you fail. My closes are, we're losing 10% of momentum every day we don't action. If you told me the timing was not right for you to take action on coaching right now, I'd say the timing's never been better for you to take action on coaching. If you're looking for ways to stimulate your economy and you need somebody who can help you build, maintain, and protect your confidence, there's nobody in the world that's more qualified to do that than me. I would push back on you if you told me the timing wasn't right. And a lot of people are going to use that as an excuse. I'm scared. I'm not making money. Timing's not right. Okay. All right. Christy Salvador, if you sell online services such as marketing and with everything going on, how do you suggest we sell the customer? Some people get upset when we call. Here's a philosophy I use. All I can control is my stimulus. I can't control the response. If I call Maria or Jessica Lopez or, Jonathan, and they don't like the fact that I called, I can't control that. All I can control is my stimulus. Like when I call people and they're upset, I'm like, man, are you having a bad day today? Like, is there a way I can help you today? Like I was calling to bring you some good news, but seems like you're in a bad state. I joke around with people. I use personality a lot when they act upset or I wouldn't call them to offend you. I hate you're upset. Man, I was just calling with a good word for you. I was calling to encourage you on something. I was calling to bring you some strategy. So my philosophy is I cannot control the response. I can only control the stimulus. Between stimulus and response is a space. And in that space lies my ability to choose my response. Okay. So you can have a bad response to me. That doesn't mean I need to have a bad response back to you. Okay. I get to control my response to you. Okay. Any other questions? Then I'm about to jump on here and do it again.
I did. I posted. Ashley posted.
All right. Our business is forced to scheduling virtual consultation, run into an issue where the leads aren't joining the virtual consultation. Great question. I think there's a couple sales you got to make, Ashley. When I do a webinar like this, I got to create enough value and I got to sell you on why you need to be on here because I can't help you unless you're on here. Same thing's true of a virtual consultation. You got to sell it, and resell it. Meaning you got to sell it. Then you got to text them, say, are you going to be on there? Is there anything prohibiting you from being on there? I'm looking forward to spending time with you. This is going to be really powerful. I got 4 good strategies I'm going to show you. Like you got to keep selling them until they show up. Right up until the moment. I learned this by doing events. I do an event and 150 people tell me they're going to show up and 62 of them would show up. And here's what they'd say. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to be there with you, coach. It's going to change my whole life. And then they wouldn't come. And so what I started saying was, how do we ensure they're there? We're going to call them. We're going to email them. We're going to text them. I would have my sales team text them and say, now Ashley, Coach Burt is really counting on you being there. He's looking so forward to meeting you and spending time with you. Is there anything that would keep you from being here? I'm going to keep going right up until the time of the event to make sure you're there. But it's a continual sales job. I would never assume anything. My philosophy is check, recheck. Sell it, resell it, and keep selling it. All right. I've had a great time with you guys today. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me coach you. I'm so honored that you would spend an hour with me. It means the world to me. My life is about coaching people. I believe everybody needs a great coach in their life. So hopefully I've helped you and helped get you in a positive mindset. You guys are wonderful. Make sure you email Melissa at coachburt.com, phone number, email, and we will get you all this stuff. And if there's other ways I can help you during this period, anything I can do to help you, products, coaching, then I'd be honored to help you. So you guys have a great day. Let's go cut. Hey, it's going to be a fight, but we're going to win.